So, yeah, I have no idea what that's about. It just fucking died. Just said, yeah, peace. The one I had before that lasted maybe like 4 years. And then this one lasted like 6 months or maybe 9 months. Done. It's very upsetting. So it's okay. Well, listen, I appreciate all this. Do you realize how hard it is to find good mentors for stuff like this? Uh no, I don't. But I imagine that it is hard. I'm the type of person that um the reason I would tell you, maybe this is also part mentorship too, is yeah, maybe. The reason I hear wise is because the wisdom which I learned from is not my own. I didn't come up with the money topics that I have by myself. What I did is that I read 500 books over 10 years, right? A book a week. And then I synthesize information across these 500 books. And then obviously, through the process, I create new information. This is why I wrote a book, etc. And I'm writing another book right now. It's my third book. But if you have all of this information, then you actually do get to create new information. That's the idea of school, which is that you go through bachelor's, you go through master's, and then eventually you actually start producing your own information, your doctorate, because you have all of this information from which to pull from. So my information is not my own alone. I ask every married person, how did they stay married, for example? And I've done that. So I have a lot of information about marriage. I have so much information on what makes relationships work. Which is why I've been in two long-term relationships. One with someone who didn't even speak English, and another since I've been traveling. Long-term relationships, like several months, right? The information I have about money, I have several money mentors that I've had since I was 16 years old, and I ask them questions over and over and over until I understand it, etc. Even today, I watched a YouTube video. I watched two YouTube videos before I got out of the house today while I was getting ready about money. I'm always learning. And so maybe that's mentorship to you. It's like, yes, you can listen to me as well as understand that you should constantly be soaking up information. That doesn't stop. So, yeah. Oh, yeah. Good. Love good apart to prop. I am just someone who knows a lot of stuff because I am very hungry for information and I'm hungry for good information. Eventually, after you consume a lot of information, that's when you actually learn what good information is. But if you haven't consumed a lot, then any information, you'll take it as good information. But if you know a lot of information, then you can learn pretty quickly what bad information is. For example, I'll give you bad advice. I'll tell you what bad advice is about relationships. People will say, don't go to bed angry. Stupid. Don't, that's ridiculous advice, right? You can actually absolutely go to bed angry. It has nothing to do with whether your relationship will fail or not. Okay. I'll give you another one. Zodiac signs. You can absolutely date any zodiac sign because there is no concrete evidence that says that your zodiac sign affects the longevity of your relationship. You can absolutely date someone that's 10 years older or younger, obviously, legal, right? You can absolutely date someone that doesn't speak your language. You can absolutely um, date someone for 10 years and they still not be perfect. You can absolutely get married after knowing someone for 3 months. That does not matter to how long your relationship goes. What matters is some of the values, how well you resolve conflict, how little expectations you have of your partner, how forgiving you are. And I mean, I could go down the line, but I'm not a relationship guru. I'm not even gonna. I'm not talking about that any longer. But my point to you was that there are some things out there that people say matter in your relationship, and they don't. Because if you read dozens of books and none of them say that, or maybe only one of them say that out of the dozens, but all of the dozens of books say like five things, then these are the actual five things that are important. And everything else is just fluff. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Anyway, I've been live for an hour and 1 minute.